Welcome back everyone. It's been a while since I posted my last video, so I want to thank everyone for being patient as I took care of a few things and got a few things in order, and I've got some exciting news to share with everyone, so stay tuned for that news at the end of this video. Just going to be a short video today. I'm going to discuss a few things that people have been asking. Briefly going to discuss some of my money saving tips for living in Japan. I'll also be touching briefly on some certain aspects of a Japanese bank account, how to set one up, and how you access your money and how it gets put into that account. I'll also be, like I said at the end of the video, introducing a new service that I have available for you people out there who are interested in teaching overseas in Japan or worldwide. So first off, like I said, some of my frugal money saving tips for Japan. So first off, obviously the exchange rate right now for the Japanese yen to the US dollar is at an all-time kind of high. I think it's basically since about the 80s we've seen it at this good of an exchange rate. So if you are exchanging to the US dollar, you're at a benefit right now. So exchanging any amount of that money is going to be best for your interest. However, you obviously still need to live and still need to buy things like groceries, food, whatever it might be, pay your rent, your cell phone, go out. So first tip I want to explain is a tip that I learned that the grocery stores use. And basically every grocery store closes down at around 9, maybe 10 o'clock, depending on your neighborhood and the grocery store itself, and maybe the time of week. But for the most part, they're going to be closing down by 10 o'clock. However, at about the 6 o'clock hour and the 7 o'clock hour, the grocery stores start discounting their food items. This includes things like fish, basically all their meats, not their produce. Maybe some produce might be discounted as well, but it's their meats, their bento boxes, any of the fresh food that they cook for the day, sandwiches, any of their tempura, and all those items start getting discounted. Basically at like 6 o'clock they'll start discounting stuff 10 to 20% off, and they'll go around and they stick these stickers on it, 10% off, 20% off, and then you get whatever percent it is off at the register. Usually they come out every hour, maybe a half an hour, depending on how busy they are as a store and what the management decides, and puts another increase on the discount. So they'll go from up to 30 to 40. Before the end of the night, if anything's left over, it could be up to 90% off. Now typically, the stuff that you run into before the store finally closes at 90% off is the stuff that most people didn't want. Doesn't look good, maybe wasn't prepared as well. And so with that, you get what you get. But one of my tips, if you go in at a certain time, typically you can grab a product that you think you like. I usually grab like some chicken breasts. Maybe they're at like 40% off, and then I go do the rest of my shopping. And by then, another hour might have passed, and what I do is I go back, and the person is now putting they've changed from 40 to like 60% or maybe to 70%, and they just give you another sticker and you stick it on. So hopefully by the time you're done shopping, you actually can get another 20 to 30% off your item that you've grabbed. So that's a tip that I usually use. Shop at the end of the night, go to the grocery store, see what they have left over, and grab that item. Now in addition to that, another tip that I have is in regards to traveling by the train. Now obviously you're going to get yourself a Passimo pass. What this is going to do is you're going to put it in your wallet, and instead of having to pay every time you go to the train, you just have this card in your wallet or in your purse. Well, not really in your purse, but a female will carry also a wallet type of thing. And you just tap this along the little device that lets you into the station, and instead of having to pay every time, so you can quickly get on and off the train without having to go to the ticket booth and getting a ticket each time. But in addition to that, ahead of time you want to schedule your route. And what you want to do is, well, what I did, and my tip is, if you can eliminate one stop and maybe you have to walk a half a mile or a mile, you can save yourself about the equivalent of a US dollar. Yes, you gotta walk a mile. Yeah, you gotta take a little bit of time to do that. But if you got a transfer that's gonna wait anyways and you're gonna miss that time, you might as well just go ahead and get off the train, walk to the next train, the transfer, or to wherever your destination is. Yeah, you gotta walk a little bit, but you're gonna save yourself $1. And if you do that each way over a year, you gotta do the math. You're gonna almost pay for yourself a ticket back home to your home country to visit your family, your friends, or a ticket to Korea, or a ticket to Thailand, Australia, wherever you might wanna go. That's one of my tips. I did it a lot. It saved me a lot of money. It drove my wife crazy because I made her do it sometimes. But I did it almost every day, every time I traveled. I pretty much eliminated one of my stops, one of my transfers, and therefore I was able to save $2, $3, $4 a day just by eliminating that. I also got in shape. I had to walk a lot, but I also got to see the sights. So there's some benefits to all of it. And I'm a pretty frugal person, so I'm willing to go ahead and walk a mile to save $2. Okay, next I'd like to discuss a little bit about your bank account in Japan. Now this all depends on who you go with as an employer, who your employer chooses for your bank. The company that I work with, they chose to set us up with Mizuho. And I think I might have talked about this in some of my other videos. But basically Mizuho is the name of a bank in Japan. It's one of the larger banks. And they've got banks everywhere at all kinds of different train stations, ATMs all over, whatever you need access to. It's almost like a Bank of America. So basically, what I have is I have a direct deposit, just like you would in America, where they put the money right into our accounts. My wife and I have different accounts. And basically what we have is a card just like this. It's a cash card. Now it's a little different than your card in America, where like a Bank of America card will have a Visa logo on it, and you can use that at any store. You can swipe it like a credit card, choose debit. This one, you can't do that. All you can do with this card is go to a Mizuho bank, take out cash from the ATM, which Japan is obviously a cash-based economy anyways. I never really concerned myself with getting a card that you could swipe at a store. I don't even know if the majority of people, I think, just pay cash. Again, cash-based society. So, every weekend, the start of a week, I might go pull out some money using my cash card here. Just go to it. A lot of the major hub banks, like the ones that definitely inside Tokyo, and then one specifically at a bank will have an English language selection, so you can choose to have the instructions in English. However, you are in Japan and you will run into a chance that all the instructions will be in Japanese. At that time, you might want to ask somebody if they speak English. Nihon, eigo ga hanashimasu ka? Somebody usually will help you out, especially if they're in line. They'd be more than happy to help you out. I think you can trust the people there. You might consider that to be a little ignorant, but basically I did trust some people. I've had some people help me out when I couldn't read the ATM. They helped me, point me in the right direction. They pretty much looked away when I was going to enter my PIN, and then just helped me, basically asked me what I needed, how much money I needed, and helped me out. So that's another great thing. I've talked about that in some of my other videos, how great the Japanese people are in helping you out if you need help. So cash card, not a Visa. Can't go swipe it at a store when you want to buy something, but you use it to get cash out. And you set yourself up just like you would an American account with a direct deposit into that, and then you access that money whenever you need it. And then lastly, I just briefly wanted to talk about inviting those of you who are interested in ESL positions in Japan or worldwide to go ahead and visit the link that you see at the bottom of this video right now. And at that link and at that blog, I have some information about the services that I provide for people who are interested in those ESL positions in Japan or worldwide. It's a great service. We're doing some great thing. We've partnered up with some great companies, and basically we're here for you. And what we're trying to do is bring people into this experience that I got to have, so that they can enjoy the same adventure that we got to. So thank you again for your time. I'm glad I got to post another video. I'm glad you got to watch it, and I look forward to seeing you soon.